What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. I hope you guys are having a good afternoon. I know a lot of you guys it's afternoon. For me, it's nighttime or evening. It's evening for me. But I know, like I said, a lot of you guys it's afternoon already. So I hope you guys are having a good one. I hope you guys have a good day. It's Monday, because who likes Mondays? Honestly, Mondays don't really bother me anymore. So I'm okay with Mondays. Let me turn up the music a little bit here. Let's do some roll call. I like doing roll call. It's that guy. What's up, that guy? Michael, Drift. How are you guys doing? Welcome, welcome. So today's topic, we're actually going to be talking about the upcoming awakening skills. And I've talked about it before, but I wanted to take a look at the different skills that are available in the game and see which ones they would possibly revamp. Now, I've used the example of Vivid Strike Kirito in the past, but I wanted to take a look at some of the other skills as well, see what they could potentially do with them, and maybe get some of you guys to put your input in as well. Because this is a community, right? So we kind of like to speculate as much as possible and see what could happen moving forward. Now, I think that the awakening skills is a good thing in this game. I think it's something that could give kind of a breath of fresh air to this kind of stale-ish game. Now, along with some of the other things that are going on. Now, before we actually get started with discussing the upcoming awakening skills, I want to mention that that the game has done a few things that have been really good lately, and you know, I'm always one to give credit where credit's due. So it's always, like I said, it's always a good thing to acknowledge when a company does something good. Cloud, Sneakster Gaming, Alejandro, what's going on? Blue Shadow, how you guys doing? So first things first, I want to mention that as far as skills go and banners go and stuff like that, like I hate the fact that they pushed out so many banners. I really do. It's actually rather annoying. It's annoying because like they push out more banners than they do then they push out actual gaming content, and that's what bothers me. That's what's always bothered me about the game. But as far as the banners themselves go, they've actually made them a little bit better, going the memory defrag route. And when I say that is that most banners that come out are discounted these days. Instead of being full price when they first drop, they're discounted like they are memory defrag. Every time a banner drops in memory defrag, it's half off. Now, it's not half off in this game. It's 1,000 Arcana cheaper, but it's still discounted the first time. So that's okay. We're seeing more and more step-up banners, which we had before, but then they went away for a little bit, and now they come back. It's kind of a weird thing with the step-up scope, but at least they made it better as far as the sheer amount of Arcana that's required to at least do the first summon on that banner. So I don't have, I'm okay with that, even though I don't really go and summon on the banners anymore. So with that out of the way, I also want to mention that the increased XP amount that has been going on, I think, is a very, very good thing moving forward. I am not sticking around with this. Hell no. It's a good thing moving forward when it comes to the aspect of leveling up, because leveling up in this game has been atrocious for the longest time. Now it's actually a little bit better. So I'm all for that. I'm all for increasing the amount of XP that they get. Now they just need to increase the amount of XP that the quest board gives, and we'll be in much, much better shape. Let me actually, hold on. I gotta reorganize this, put my microphone back behind my keyboard so I can actually play the game while talking to you guys. Okay, so they did that. They made the XP better. They still lack really good endgame content for now. Okay, I say for now because we have a boss rush type of thing that's going to be releasing soon. So I'm really, really excited for that. That's not coming till 2020. Most likely, or the likeliest of cases being that that it'll release with the 2nd anniversary on the global side, which would be March, something like that. But either case, that's still something to look forward to. That's still something that I'm very excited for, because like I just imagine like hordes of enemies rushing at you, and like they being really difficult to kill, because that's what I want at the end of the day. That's how I want to see it. Whether that happens or not, I don't know. Hold on, let me scroll up here. Let me read this. Blue Shadow, I'm watching while grinding. Cloud, when you limit break a sword skill, it goes to max limit or only ups some levels. I'm not sure what you mean by limit break a sword skill. Do me a favor, maybe retype that out to a different way. And while you do that, let me change my equipment set really quick. I'm gonna put this over here. I'm gonna apply that farming. Okay, and we're gonna go back over here, equip. Let's go. We're getting Dokkan Awakenings. I mean, Awakenings of old skills. We pretty much. I mean, yeah, they're like Z Awakening type of deal for if you want to compare it to Dokkan. I hope they make something similar to Dokkan Z Awakenings. That's what we're talking about today. Where you get more XP now. Should I start playing the game again? The game's a lot more enjoyable now. Like from a month ago to now, the game is a lot more enjoyable. I've been playing the game more often, believe it or not, and I've been streaming the game more often. Because again, it's more enjoyable in the sense that the grind isn't as bad. Like the grind is still grinding, right? That's never gonna change because it's grinding. But they've done good things. They've changed the way that the burst skills work. Adding like a stock feature, which is actually really, really good, because then you can time your burst skills much better. There was a bit of a glitch when it first got released, but it's not as bad these days because they fixed that glitch. Hold on, I gotta adjust the music. That's like really loud, and I thought I lowered that before, but I guess not. Okay. So they've done a lot of adjustments, and they made it easier to level. They've done a lot of good things. But today's topic, we're actually discussing more or less the awakening skills. What skills could they awaken? And again, I'm gonna get your input on that stuff now, and we're gonna just discuss it as a community. How does the burst skills work now? So as you see, like the burst skills activated, I'm not using it. I can use it whenever I want to now. So I can just refresh it each time just by doing an attack, and I can save my burst skill for when a boss charges up like it is now. Everybody runs away, and I do my burst! And I am immune. Haha. So now I can do my burst however I want, instead of like, oh, I have to use my burst now or it goes away type of deal. You know, so they've made the burst skills that much better. At first it was busted because there was a glitch where you could use your burst and you would still take damage. So now they fixed that glitch and we good again. All is right in the world of SAOIF. But the awakening is what's really interesting me, because I feel like it's going to be really good for free-to-play players. It's going to be really good for veteran players. It's going to be good for those people who spend just that little bit to get a 4-star skill, especially the guaranteed ones that you can get in the shop. So, and the reason why I say the ones you can get in the shop, because those are old skills, and because those are old skills, right now they're not relevant. There's no point. Why even bother like getting those if they're old? They have no use. So we're gonna talk about those old skills first, and then we'll look at other skills that could potentially awaken, that I would like to see awaken to become much, much better. Now, I do want to mention that I doubt limited skills would be included in the awakenings for now, because that's more pay to win aspect or pay to play aspect of players. That unless you're re-rolling during a specific time, you wouldn't have the limited skills. So we're gonna exclude limited skills for now, And limited skills like Christmas Sachi, Candy Yuki, birthday skills, things like that. We're not gonna talk about those because, again, they're limited. They're not available at all times, and they would just be like, again, only if you re-rolled on a specific banner at the specific time. Now, that's not to say that they could never get awakened. I'm just saying that I doubt they would start with those kind of skills to be awakened. I expect to see a banner drop that's going to be, okay, these are the skills that are getting awakened. Here's the banner for these skills for you to roll on, or for you to try and get. So I can see them doing something like that to kind of capitalize on, hey, we're awakening these skills, so spend some money, get some Arcana, and get these skills. I can see that. Definitely I can see that happening. At the same regard, you could also just straight up buy those skills. You know, like that's what I'm getting at. But with that same token, you know, that you could straight up buy those skills, they would probably add more skills onto there that are not included in those skills that you could buy. So happy Majestic Klein getting revamped. We don't know. We don't know what's getting a revamp yet. Would Majestic Klein be one of those that I'm thinking? Probably. I think Majestic Klein would get a revamp. It's in the realm of possibility. Honestly, there's quite a few that could get that revamp, and that's why we're gonna discuss it. Remember, you give an example of Vivid Strike Kirito being awakened, but think if they made something for passive skills, how do you think they can awaken? Passive skills would be a little bit different. We'll talk about that, and like I said, I want to get like input of everybody regarding the skills and stuff like that. Now, let me scroll up a little bit. Mythical Soul, what's up, by the way? Should I start playing the game again? Again, I mean, if you want to, that's up to you. I can't make that decision for you. I would say the game is getting better. They're actually doing things to make the game better. So I'm really hoping that they continue with that trend. Now I'm going to finish doing this, and we will get to looking at the skills, and we'll get to going in depth with everything here. Otherwise, the game will keep on stacking old useless skills. Pretty much, yeah. So I will be able to get past level 86. Oh yeah, really quick. Oh yes. Wait, so how does the burst skill? Yeah, I talked about how the burst skill works. In no time, guy, you get around 10 million XP per hour. It depends on how quickly you can farm. It's 10 million XP. I went for worst case scenario for my farming to get that number. That's not that can change depending on the player. What do you mean by awakening? Yeah, we're gonna talk about all that. Let's see. How do you think they can be awakened? Because active skills are kind of straightforward. Yeah, the nostalgia behind the song. What song? When do the limit break on skill? What applies? What? When you do the limit break on a skill, what happens? Oh, okay. Well, depending on the skill, different things happen. So if it's a attacking sword skill, when you limit break a skill, the damage capacity of that skill goes up. So you can increase the level and do more damage with that said skill. If it's a passive skill, then the stats on that skill go up, as well as whatever the bonuses that skill gives you. So it basically increases the capacity that you can increase the effects of that said skill. So like that Straya skill that you see me using, for example, when it's maxed out, does more damage. This Alice skill is maxed out, so it's going to do the max damage it can, in comparison to my own stats, like my own attack stats and everything like that. So there's other things to keep in mind when it comes to consideration when it comes to limit breaking skills. But we're not talking about limit breaking skills. We're going to be talking about awakening skills, which is a whole nother monster by itself. Oh, nope, I'm out of here. What would the best new way to get more XP now? Go watch my video. It's like a 10-minute video. Go watch that video. One, it'll help me out. Give me a like on there, share it, all that stuff. Share it with your friends, share it with your sister, share it with your parents, and they're gonna look at you kind of funny, like, what the hell are we watching? Yeah. So go watch my video. Again, it'll help me out, and it'll help you out. It's a win-win situation. Yeah. Sadly, I can't do that. I haven't been able to get past boss on floor 14. Well, get past that boss. Do it. You can do it. Like, which one's floor 14 boss? I don't remember what the boss on floor 14 is. Alaz was floor 13. Oh, you're fighting the Pokemon boss, right? That's floor 14 is the Pokemon boss. He's not that hard though. Like, you destroy the crystals and then you can go ahead and kill him. Like, he doesn't get his defense back up. He's not that hard. That one with the new mechanic. Yeah, where you have to break the crystals and all that. Yeah, it's not that difficult. It's really not. Unfortunately, we can't help because that's his first time fighting the boss. So he's got to beat it on his own with the floor clearing team, you know, like the NPCs that do no damage. That's really useless. I just can't deal enough damage. You have to destroy the crystals. Go destroy the crystals, and it removes the defense that the boss has, and that's it. That's all you got to do. It's really not that difficult. Best NPCs ever. For real, man. So, I'm gonna try real quick again. Yeah, I mean, again, it's not that hard. Like, people made it seem harder than it actually was. It's not. And then if you have skills that can remove that stack, then there you go. That's even better. What the hell? Like that Asuna rapier skill that I use in my video. You know, like, but if you don't have it, then destroy the crystals. You can do it with swords, you can do it with spears, anything really. Once you destroy those crystals, just kill the boss and spam your potions, I guess, if you need to. Bow is probably the best weapon for floor 14. Probably, or rapiers. If you have that one skill, that one Asuna skill. Shield is the best weapon. To be honest, I'd like to see some more shield skills. Like, legit shield skills, right? That do damage and stuff like that. I'd like to see more of them. But good ones, you know? Like, just make it fun. I'm fighting floor 14 boss right now for story. What do you mean for a story? Jorat, what's up, Jorat? Shield is broken. The proficiency skill is so OP. Probably, I haven't paid attention to the proficiency of shield. I mean, there's a lot of things that are really good in this game, but yeah. What's good? I mean, everything's good, kind of, I guess. I need a new chair. You know what? I need a new chair. Not everything's good. Somebody help me get a damn new chair, bro. This chair keeps falling. Like, it's time. This chair is 2 years old. It is time to move on from this chair. Yes, more shield skills. Yeah, seriously. Like, for real, there needs to be more. Bravo, how you doing? Gonna go check the level 30 proficiency skill for the shield, and you see. Okay, yeah, I'll check that. I'll check it. All right, I'm done fighting this boss for now. I got one more, but I'm not gonna do it. Let's talk about skills. That's what everybody's here for. That's what I'm here to do. I was just waiting for people to, you know, trickle on in and stuff like that. So, ooh, how many more of these do I get? Is this the last one? No. Okay, so, okay, tomorrow I should be able to finish that. End. Just made it to level 100 using tips from you to min an hour video. Nice! Nice, very nice. How are you? I'm okay. I need a new chair though. I'll be better if I get a new chair. This chair, like the hydraulic on the chair just falls. It's annoying. Super annoying. I gotta adjust it a few times during the stream. Okay, so let's talk about skills. That's what we're here for. So let me go ahead and... Okay, what's the best way to do this? Okay, I know. Let's do this first. Purchase pack. Now, I'm not going to buy anything, but we're going to look at the purchase pack. And we're going to talk about these skills first. Okay? No, I'm not. No, stop. I'm not buying it. Stop. I want to look at them. Alright, we're going to look at these skills. I think I have all of these. I have Vivid Strike. I have that Asuna skill. Have Lizbeth. I have the Agil. I have Majestic Climb. Oh god, I have Majestic Climb. Do I have Secret Dagger Silica? I think I do. And oh, the one I might not have is Calm Archer Xenon. So let's take a look at those skills. Where are we gonna? Okay, skill records. Let me take a look at bow because I want to make sure if I have that skill. I don't have Calm Archer Xenon. I thought I did. I thought I had it, but I don't. I have the Shield of Loyalty. It was my first skill, to be honest. Is the Yu-Gi-Oh skill still OP? I'm a newbie. Are you really a newbie? I still use it. It's a staple on my sword set. That hasn't changed at all. Okay, so let's take a look at Vivid Strike Kirito because I keep going back to Vivid Strike Kirito to use as a base ground so you guys can understand where I'm coming from when it comes to my thoughts on awakening these skills. So let's go ahead. Let me pull up Vivid Strike Kirito really fast so we can break it down and take a look at it. Alright, so Vivid Strike Kirito, I did a whole video discussing this before. What they could do with Vivid Strike Kirito to make it better as far as the awakening goes and things of that nature. Now, right now, as it stands, Vivid Strike Kirito is a situational type of skill. It can't, like, you can use it, but it's not really that good. It's a long animation, somewhat. It's a somewhat long animation. It's single foe, so that, I mean, which is weird, okay? It's really weird. So if I go... Here, let me equip Vivid Strike Kirito really quick. We'll just swap out the Shreya skill. Vivid Strike, where are you at? Alright, there you are. We're gonna swap it out really quick. Just so that way you can see the animation if you guys don't have Vivid Strike Kirito. Which one is it? This one. Okay. Let's go over here. Let's go off into our own little section. Alright, so Vivid Strike Kirito. See, it's a slow skill. It's very slow. It's not that high of damage. King of Games, what's up? The Monica and Eren will provide, don't worry. Okay. Jacob, thank you very much for subscribing. Appreciate it. Welcome to Family Son. Let's see. The only good skills I have are the ones from the events that are currently in the game. Jealous, I had it on my old account. An amazing build for it, but I lost all the transfer ID info. I'm sorry to hear that, dude. Okay, so once again, that's Vivid Strike Kirito. It's a rather slow animated skill, especially considering, like, look at Alice. 2-hit, done. And it heals, okay? The Yu-Gi-Oh skill, really fast. AoE, so these are AoE abilities. Now, Vivid Strike Kirito, it's a slow skill. It looks like it's an AoE, but it's not an AoE skill. It's a single target skill. So, single target, slow animation skill does not really do that high amount of damage that you would like to see in a skill, and it's a situational skill. It does bonus damage, 25% bonus damage to an enemy that has a defense debuff. So the awakening example that I used for this skill was, if they awaken it, okay, allow us to awaken it to like level 120 or whatever, you awaken the skill. And then once you awaken the skill, then obviously the damage will go up. And then the bonus will stay there, but then maybe add another bonus to it. And the secondary bonus would then be on your basic attacks. You have a chance to lower the defense of your enemies. I think that would be a fantastic thing, because then Vivid Strike Kirito can become self-sufficient as a skill, and you wouldn't have to rely on other skills. Another skill that I really wanted was Winner's Margin Kirito, because Winner's Margin Kirito has a chance to lower attack and defense, and if that was the case, then Vivid Strike Kirito would actually be useful for me in conjunction with Winner's Margin Kirito. I think there's another one. So this one here, Fierce Swordsman Kirito, lowers the enemy's defense. So if I wanted to take full advantage of Vivid Strike Kirito, I would use Fierce Swordsman Kirito to lower the defense, but again, single foe, these skills are not good for farming. They're for boss fights. And while that's fine, if you're going to do that, there's better skills for boss fights. Like, Brave Beater Kirito is a stronger skill. It's, again, Brave Beater Kirito is a single target skill. Higher damage, you know, not even limit broken, just higher damage at level 80. And it's easier to burn than it is to lower the enemy's defense. And then on top of that, not sure if you noticed, but your original ad everyone for the stream didn't work. Really? Well, that's stupid, because it said that it worked. Alright, well, go ahead and do it. Exodia, go ahead and do it. For some weird reason, it didn't work. Yeah, do it again. I appreciate that. So, it's easier to burn enemies. Plus, there's more skills that play off of the burn aspect of things. So, Vivid Strike Kirito just gets set off to the wayside. But if you make it so it puts another bonus effect that your basic attacks can now lower the enemy's defense, then this skill can become that much better. Also, if they wanted to change it to AoE once it's awakening, then that would be good too. I think that would be a really big improvement. Again, the skill itself looks like an AoE skill, but it's not. So that's how I would change Vivid Strike Kirito. Again, I used this in the past as an example, and I'm using it again because to give you guys an idea of how I would do it if it was me. And again, it's not me. This is all speculation. I don't work for Bandai. I don't work for Asobimo. They don't take my suggestions. I think they don't take my suggestions. But that's how I look at it. Now, let's look at another beginner skill. Courteous Kismel is another beginner skill that could be updated. The higher your own defense, the more additional damage this skill does. A good way to fix this skill, if they decide to awaken this skill, is to make it maybe so when you use this skill, it increases your defense. Like, I think that would be a good thing to do for a skill like this. You know? Freaking, the higher your own defense, the more damage it does. Okay, so maybe if you use this skill, maybe it raises your defense, as well as gives you more paralyzed resist, and then when you use this attack, this skill again, then it's gonna do more damage and reset the cooldown, or not the cooldown, but reset the timer for your defense buff. I think that would be fantastic. Like, put it so the defense buff is maybe like 30 seconds. You know, things like that. That way you can build around certain skills. I think it's fantastic. Let's go to shield. Because shields, God, shield needs buffs. Shield needs buffs. So this right here, Unbeatable Angel, is an OG skill. It's an OG skill. The higher your own defense, the more additional damage you do. Again, another skill that can be good. It has the potential to be good. If this skill got an awakening, and again, if this skill gave you defense, so maybe they wanted to put like defense 3 or whatever number they want to throw on that. So you put that, so when you use this ability, it gives you more defense to then make this skill become better. Like, that's something that would make these skills usable. Nobody uses these skills now. These are all skills that were available at the beginning of the game. Alright, King Games, you have yourself a good rest of your day. Jake, how you doing, Jake? I rolled for Brave Beater Kirito so many times, never got it. Oh. Sorry. Let's see. It took me 6 months to go from 80 to 101, and now it's super easy to level up. I know it is. Do you think that they will use core metals to awaken skills? That is a very good question. I don't know what they would use, but I'll tell you what they probably would do as far as being able to get the materials to awaken. I think they're going to be not locked behind it, but I think it's going to be in the shop for the Metal of Combat Arts. Like, you'll have to use Metal of Combat Arts to get the items to awaken them. That Angel skill is on my defense setup. Right, but you see what I'm saying? Like, if that skill got awakened and got buffed to where it increases your defense, you would probably use it more often, type of deal. That's what I'm thinking. Alright, so let's go look at rapiers. So the skill that we're looking at is Energetic Asuna. Now, while I use this skill, okay, I use Energetics Asuna. I think it's a good skill to use only in a certain set. So, this skill is a little bit more, not difficult, just I guess a little bit more complicated as far as how I would awaken this one. And the thing is, with this skill, it's not a high damage skill. It's AoE. It's really quick, and it actually has a short cooldown time. Okay, like I said, I use this skill on my set. Do I have my rapier set up? No, I'm using my spears. Let me go put my rapier set really quick, so I can show you guys the actual cooldown. The cooldown is short on that set, on that skill. Okay, so I'm gonna do 2 skills just to show you guys. So I'm gonna do this skill, and I'm gonna do this skill. Look how quick Energetic Asuna's cooldown is. It's insane how fast that cooldown is. Okay, just to give you an idea. That's how quick this cooldown skill is. It's a quick attack, it's quick cooldown, it's AoE. It doesn't do a lot of damage though. Okay, that's the only problem with it. It puts bleed on the enemy. So that's always good. But again, what hurts it is the fact that it doesn't have a lot of it doesn't do a lot of damage. Now, obviously, if you're going to awaken the skill, it's going to do more damage. So that's a plus, that's a win right there. What is the best skill that can be attained if I roll back now based on current gacha? What do you mean if you roll back now? Energetic Asuna has 5-second cooldown. Yeah, the cooldown is insanely good on this skill. Really is. So if it did more damage, on top of already having the set that it has giving bleed, it would be even better. Now, what would be even better to add on this? It's a dark skill. So I think one of the better things to add would be lower the dark resist, or not dark resist, but put a debuff on the enemy that if you hit him with Energetic Asuna, the enemy takes more damage to dark attacks. I think that would be really good as far as this skill goes. They should awaken Striking Asuna. Which one's Striking Asuna? That's not Striking Asuna, it's Flashing Thrust. Which one's Striking Asuna? I don't have Striking Asuna. I want to S. What do you mean you want to S? I started playing 2 weeks ago and I'm level 82. Is it hard to get to level 100? Not if you're at floor 20 already. The best skill to be obtained on a roll, like if you're just doing the, if you're just re-rolling, go for AoE skills. You have the Underworld the Underworld Alice skill that I have. You have the Yu-Gi-Oh skill that I have. Those are all in every banner. I think those are probably the best two. Honestly, that's like available at all times. Another skill to awaken Purity, Rapier, Silica. This one here is single target, but it's a long animation. 8 hits, long animation, and it gives you status resist to everything. Everything. It's crazy. Honestly, I think this should turn into a farming skill. Like, make this a farming skill, make it an AoE skill if it gets awakened, and that's a perfect set right there. Like, you don't have to do anything else to it. Just make it a farming skill and up the damage, and that's it. I'm happy with this skill. It gives weak to thrust debuff, has poor damage and long animation. Again, the way that I see it is OG skills. If Striking Asuna is an OG one, then okay, fine. But I'm going down the list of the ones that you can buy that are available at all times for you to get. Because like not that one. Energetic Asuna you can get just going to the shop. You can straight up buy this skill. That's why I'm saying like that's why I'm going through these skills that you can just straight up buy. You can Energetic Asuna, you go to the shop, you buy it. Good, done. If they gave it, like I said, gave it higher damage and gave it the ability to put a debuff on the enemy that allows you to do more damage whenever you hit the enemy with the dark skill, that'd be great. What if you awakened a skill and it gave you the ability to add an element or additional ability? I wouldn't want adding elemental stuff, and then you're getting too complicated. I wouldn't want that. Additional skills, but that's what I'm talking about right now, is like additional effects on the skills to give new life to these old skills that either aren't being used or not being used to their full capabilities. Because like Energetic Asuna, you would have to use this in conjunction with like High Jump Sachi, because then you have the ability to bleed the enemy easier, because High Jump Sachi increases the capability to make the enemy bleed, and High Jump Sachi also gives you higher crit if the enemy is bleeding. So this kind of skill you have to use in conjunction with something else. But if it put the debuff on, notice my donations on DLive. What do you mean notice your donations on DLive? They're not popping up here. Oh, I turned it off. That's why. I turned it off the other day. Cause I was streaming Other Worlds, and Omni freaking spammed the donation, and it got annoying. So let's see. Oh, so Soul, thank you for the pumpkins, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, dude. And the 3 lemons. All right, I turned the notifications back on for DLive. It's just Omni spammed the lemons, and it just got really annoying over on DLive. So I was like, nah, we ain't having that. Okay, so that's how I would deal with this skill here. Moving on, we're gonna go. You guys want to look at axes, which I think axes needs help. Only because with the OG skills, again, like there's 2 skills that are OG for axes. She'll have both Energetic Asuna and High Jump, but I use neither because they aren't very good. That's not true though. Like in conjunction with each other, Energetic Asuna and High Jump Sachi works really well together. But Energetic Asuna by itself, while it has low cooldown, it's not a optimal skill to use. Like, so people tend to throw it to the side. But Energetic Asuna and High Jump Sachi in conjunction work very well together. Alright, so axes. This guy. This guy. This guy. This skill needs to be a burst. That's what it needs. This skill needs to be a burst. Turn it into a burst. Honestly. For real. Turn the skill into a burst skill. Okay. And the reason why I say turn it into a burst skill Here, let me, okay, so I gotta make an axe set really quick. So let me do that. Let me make an axe set for you guys. 200 axe. I just, whatever. I don't use axes. Don't use axes, but let me just, I just want to show you guys that skill. You know, we're just, I just want to, that skill and that's it. Okay, so it's slow. God, is it slow? God, that's such a slow skill. Slow skill, slow cooldown, and high cost. Like, dude. Turn that skill into a burst skill. Just do it. Turn it into a burst skill. It's not good. Like, it's high damage. Don't get me wrong, it's high damage. But you have to be really careful on when you're going to use that skill. Because you're going to be sitting there taking damage while you're using that skill. It doesn't increase your defense. It doesn't give you evasion. It's turn it into a burst skill. And then you have that evasion, that little immunity frame that you can then use this skill more often. Also, make it an AoE skill for God's sakes. Like, why is this a single foe ability? For real. Turn it into an AoE skill. God damn, look at that. Give it an AoE skill. Like that skill is just, it needs to be reworked. And so awakening skill obviously is going to do more damage, because if they do it to increase the level, it's going to do more damage. Best skill in the game, I don't know what you mean. No. Now it poisons. Okay, cool. Yeah, alright. You need poison. That's fine. Honestly, turn it into a burst and either do one of two things. Either allow it to increase your HP when you use it, or allow it to increase your defense. One of those two. One of those two would help this skill tremendously. Turn it into a burst, though. That's all I'm saying. Just turn it into a burst. God, it needs to be turned into a burst. It's too long of an animation to not be a burst. If they made this skill these days, it would be a burst skill for sure. For sure. The other skill, Tactician Argo. It's a buff. This is a buffing skill. It gives you flinch resist. Okay, that's cool. It gives you crit rate the higher your max HP is. Okay, cool. So if you're gonna do that, then maybe let this skill give you HP buff. Because when I think of these skills, if you're gonna put specific things like that, if you're gonna put buffs like that, if you put it so it's like, okay, well, okay, so if it's going to increase your crit rate based off of your HP, your max HP, then allow it to increase your max HP. That's the way that I look at these skills. That's the way that I think about it. It's like, it would bring life into the skill, because axes, a lot of them are HP freaking type of builds, because you have mismatched silica on it. You have skills like, I think it's this one here. No, not that one. Which one is it that I was thinking of? This one? Nope. This one. Additional damage based on max HP for 30 seconds. So you have skills that do damage based on your max HP. This is the opposite. Less HP increases damage. So you have skills that increase damage based off of your HP. So why not allow skills like this to buff your HP? If they made it these days, if they made this skill now, that's probably how it would be. It would increase your HP on top of increasing the crit rate the higher your HP is. That's honestly one of the better ways to handle that kind of skill, just because it gets looked over. It really does. it's too old to use. There's way better skills at this point. Kabuki Princess Leafa, it's the burst version of Agile Axe skill, exact same animation, water element. Oh, I don't have that one. I don't have that one. Okay. But see, okay, so if that's the same animation and stuff, you see what I'm saying? That so they made that skill a burst skill. They know that an animation like that would be freaking fantastic to have as a burst skill, because then that's gonna leave your immunity longer. So they know it. They know it these days. They didn't have those burst skills before. All right, Lizbeth. Full offense, Lizbeth. Such a bad skill. Such a bad skill. It's an AoE skill. Such a bad skill. Enemy blunt attack minus 10%. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. That's too situational. That is way too situational. Maybe you break the enemy's defense type of deal. So like you lower their defense. You give them a defense debuff. I think that'd be much better than enemy blunt attack minus 10%. This skill is just so bad. As far as maces go, like honestly, even with that, even with a defensive debuff, it still wouldn't be used. There's just way better mace skills than this one. God, I can't, honestly, I can't fix this skill. It's so bad. It's AoE. Yeah, I can't fix that skill. It's so bad. This skill would need to be reworked entirely. Entirely. It's not a high damage skill. It's the debuff is situational at best. It would need to be entirely reworked if they were going to do something with this skill. I don't even know. Let me know what you guys would do with this skill. Like, what if it was in your hands? How would you rework this skill to make it better? Like, how would you do this skill to make it better? For real. You used it, Alejandro? Liar. Liar. Hold on. Did I have another one? No, okay. Alright, so let's look at spears. I got a lot of spear skills. Alright. You. Majestic Klein. Pulled him 6 times, man. So tired of this skill. So tired of this skill. Okay, the damage on Majestic Klein is decent. It's not bad. The problem with this skill, it's a slow skill. Look, your nemesis. Yeah, my nemesis. Let me switch over to rapier set. Or not rapier set, my spear set. Equipment set. Hey! Soul, thanks for the lemons. Appreciate it. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and switch over to spear set, and I'm gonna put on Majestic Klein. God, I hate this skill. I hate this skill. Such a hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Alright, so let's take a look at this skill. Slow skill. Very slow skill. The cooldown is average. Okay. The cost is really high. Just like the rest of the spear skills. Spear skills in general have a lot of high cost skills. I don't know what's up with that. But the skill is too slow. Now, while it does increase your defense, which is nice, it's still not that great. Like I can't see a use for this skill because most rapier sets are crit sets. Okay, so what rapier set is a defensive set? I say rapiers, spears, I'm sorry. Most spear sets are crit sets. I don't know why I keep saying rapiers. Most spear sets are crit sets. I don't see a defensive spear set being used. So giving you the defensive buff is not really gonna do much, man. Maybe increase the range. I can't see range helping this skill. What I would need from the skill is a lot more damage from it to make any sort of use for it. And as far as the defensive buff goes, maybe give an attack buff on top of it. Like, keep the defensive buff. Okay, cool. Increase it to 30 seconds. And then add an attack buff for 30 seconds. And I think that this skill would be a little bit better. It could be used in a more situational type of set. The other thing you could do is make it a party buff. I think party buff on this skill would be a really good thing, because then you could actually use him in parties. So it's like, okay, well, you're using a spear set. Give it an attack buff for 30 seconds, a defense buff for 30 seconds, and allow both of those buffs to be party buffs. And boom, right there, you got yourself a much better skill. Much better skill. Then you would actually see a lot of people using this skill in parties, because then it's like, oh dude, defense and attack for 30 seconds. And to be fair, the defensive buff isn't low. It starts off 10%. It's not a low defensive buff at all, but the skill itself is not that useful. But you give it an attack buff, and you make them both. You make both the defense and attack buff a party buff. Then right there, you got a much better skill. Much better skill. Improved DPS, attack buff for 20 seconds or more damage. Well, I mean, the damage thing is kind of a given. All these skills would probably go up in damage, but the buffs is how I would change it. I think that's how a lot of these skills would probably be, to be honest with you. And name of party buff would be main character for... Oh, goodness. Oh, no. The name of the buffs would be... See, I am useful. That would be the name of the buff. So that's how I would change Majestic Climb. Now, there's another OG skill that I would like to see get updated. And this skill, I recommend a lot of times when it comes to farming. Azure Pursuit Sachi. Azure Pursuit Sachi, I have a special place in my heart for this skill, because I use this skill for a very, very long time. I actually replaced the skill when I got One Wish Sachi. So I'm going to go ahead and equip them both, and we're going to take a look at the differences between the two. Jack, I know that it's more than 10%. I guess you didn't hear what I said, Jack. I said it starts off at 10% and it gets higher. So you didn't hear what I said. Alright, so Azure Pursuit Sachi. Number one, the cost is too high. The cost is way too high for the skill. This is Azure Pursuit Sachi. Okay, that cost is way too high. This is One Wish Sachi. Same ability, with a slight difference. Azure Pursuit Sachi, the animation is just a slight bit slower. The One Wish Sachi animation is slight bit faster. This is also a burst skill. You think burst skills would be at a higher cost. Now, hold on. Let me take off the border so that way you guys can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so right here, this is One Wish Sachi. Cost 28. This is Azure Pursuit Sachi. Cost 35. The animation is the same with the exception of the slash at the end, and that One Wish Sachi is a faster skill than Azure Pursuit. Just slightly. It's just slightly noticeable. Now, One Wish Sachi. Let's look at that one, and then we'll look at Azure Pursuit Sachi, because they're pretty much the same with a couple of differences. Again, One Wish is the burst. This increases your switch damage, which is fantastic. Oh my god, it's fantastic. I love the fact that it increases your switch damage. I love it. It's high damage, 772%. And let's look at Azure Pursuit. Azure Pursuit Sachi has higher base damage at 762%. But it also gives you a crit rate buff for 10 seconds. Now, ways to improve this skill. Obviously, we already have the burst skill, so you're not going to make this a burst skill, because they're the same skill when it comes to animations and stuff like that. So it'd be kind of redundant to turn this into a burst. Don't do that. We don't need that to be a burst. What we do need is maybe add crit damage on top of the crit rate, and again, make them party buffs. I think Spears is at a unique opportunity to become a party buffing set, and I think that would bring a lot more life into spears, and I think we would see a lot more spear users if they do more party buffs, because you have maces and stuff, and maces have been the support of the game. And while that's fine, maces typically increase your defense and they heal you. Now, it'd be nice to have party buffs that give you crit rate, crit damage, attack buffs. Now, I think there are maces that give attack buffs in the party as well, but I would love to see this skill get crit damage and crit rate, increase it both to 30 seconds for both of them, and make them party buffs. Again, it's still a fantastic skill, but it just needs that slight tweak to make it a little bit better, and I think that would be the tweak to make this better. And then again, we would see a lot more spear users, because then you're going to be seeing them being used as support who can do damage. What type of weapon has the worst skills? That's kind of hard to judge. I mean, like, every weapon has good skills. The problem is that a lot of the skills currently, you have to build sets around them. That's the problem that the game has right now, and I think that the awakening skills aspect of things would help tremendously with that. I think it would make it a lot better, and we wouldn't have to, like, you would still do a set, right? So you would still have like a theme for your set to make it better, but the skills could be used independent of sets. That's what I'm getting at. So it's like, okay, so you're going into a fight, maybe you're fighting a chaos boss, right? If they improve Azure Pursuit Sachi to now give a party buff of crit rate and crit damage, boom, there you go. Like, you know, that would bring new life to the spear users, and they would make them good again. The beginning of the game, when the game first got released, spears were great because they had massive AoE farm. So if you wanted to blow through the floors, the spears was one of the ways to do it. But these days, spears is very lackluster, and this would help. Mace, kind of hard to build decent skill combos. Again, I mean, it's all because you have to do specific builds for them, and that's what I'm getting at. Is when you have to do specific builds for sets, it makes it harder. And I think that if you can make the skills be able to be used independent of a set, so like you don't have to have a set, but now you're useful. These skills are useful because of the way that they improve them, then that would be able to help tremendously. Itachi, what's up? Nicola, what's up, man? So Azure Pursuit Sachi, add crit damage on top of the crit rate, make them both 30-second buffs, make them both party buffs. You got yourself a fantastic skill that I would use all the time. Again, I haven't touched this skill since I got One Wish Sachi, because One Wish Sachi is a much superior skill compared to Azure Pursuit Sachi. So that's how I would improve it, and then I would use them both. I would use them both for sure, hands down. I would use them both because it would be that much better. Oh, we got two Nicolas in here. Okay, second Nicola, what's up? Welcome. All right, so we just did spears. Let's move along to the next one. So we did swords, we did rapier, we did clubs, we did axes, spears, shields. Let's look at daggers. Now, daggers are fairly new. This is the OG dagger skill. Okay, Secret Dagger Silica. It's a great skill. It's a great skill if you can put poison on the enemy. That's the key part of it. If you can put poison on the enemy, releases enemies poison status and 500 damage per stack. How do you improve this skill to make it better? Because again, you have to put damage on the enemy. You said those chocolate skills are horrible. This one's not bad. I actually like this one. This one's not bad. In conjunction with, okay, so we'll get to this one, but we're not talking about, these are limited skills. We're not talking about limited skills today. We're just talking about OG skills. Now, OG skills, this is, I would consider Swordbreaker Philia kind of an OG skill as well. Okay. Now here's the thing. You have to poison to be able to use this skill. So there's a free poisoning skill, which I think is not that one. This one. Nope, not that one. Where's the free one? This one. That's not the free one. There was a free poison skill, wasn't there? That one. That one. I clicked on all of them except the actual one. That one. Okay, so this is the free one that allows you to poison enemies. So, how would we update Secret Dagger Silica if it was up to me? Okay, if it was up to me, this is how I would do it. When you use this ability, it allows your basic attacks to inflict poison damage on the enemy. That's how I would do this. And that would be fantastic. Think of it. Every basic attack that you do would add a stack. So then you would be able to maximize the amount of damage that this skill would do. Because right now, you have to rely on other skills to be able to add poison. So the best thing you could do to take full advantage of Secret Dagger Silica, if you're not a whale or whatever, if you had Secret Dagger, because you can buy it for free. So say you pulled Swordbreaker Philia, right? You pull this one. When an enemy with status ailment was hit, it increases the number of stacks by 3. So you would use... I keep on clicking on that one. Stop it. You would use this Mater skill to poison the enemy. This is currently what you can do. You would use this Mater skill to poison the enemy. Then you would use Swordbreaker Philia to increase the number of stacks. And then you would just keep going at it. And then you would use Secret Dagger Silica. So, if they fix this skill and put it so every time you use this skill, yes, it would still keep the release enemy's poison status ailment and do 500 additional damage for every one stack. I would actually even increase that, to be honest with you, because 500 additional damage is not really that much these days. You're talking at 99 stacks, because you can't get 100 stacks. You can only get 99 stacks. So at 99 stacks, you're looking at doing an extra 50k damage on that skill, but you have to get to that 99 stacks, right? So most cases, you're not going to get to that 99 stacks. So, and I'm rounding up, it's 49,500, but I say 50k damage. So, best thing to do is when you use this ability, it adds poison to your basic attacks for a certain amount of time. So let's say like 30 seconds or whatever. So then you're able to poison the enemy for 30 seconds. Again, I mean, there's the resistances on the enemy and stuff like that. And if you want to increase your chances to poison, then you would have to put a skill to do that. And there is a passive skill that gives you a higher chance to poison the enemy. If you guys can think of it before I find it, please let me know. It's not, no, that's bleed. What skill is it? Guys, help me out here. There's a skill that allows you to poison easier, just like there's a skill that allows you to bleed easier. Help me out, guys, because I can't think of it off the top of my head. There's probably a few of them, to be honest with you. But anyways, while I look for this, you would have to use the ability that increases your ability to poison. So you can stack that together and have that chance or ability or whatever. I don't think I have that skill, to be honest with you. Found it. Always together silica. Found it. So using this in conjunction with the updated skill, I'd like to say, then that would give you a lot more potential for this said skill. So then you could get to that 99 stacks a lot easier. Could also use a tempo up buff. Nah, no, I'm okay with no tempo up buff. But if they did increase it to 1,000 additional damage for every one stack, woo, that would be fantastic. You're Okay, if it's 1,000, you're looking nice at almost 100k if you're sitting at the 99 stacks. So if you can get it on like a boss to 99 stacks, pop this skill, you do 100k. Plus the 501% damage. Or no, that's at level 1. But plus the percentage damage. Yeah, I found it. But I mean, even if they didn't want to do that, maybe if they increase the additional damage to like 750, you know, like just the little things here and there. But the biggest change, even if they didn't want to change that, the biggest change I see would be to add a buff that gives you the chance to poison the enemy on basic attacks. Have I tried the previous Trails games? I've played Trails of the Sky, the first one. But that's how I would see it. I mean, again, that would improve this said skill. The biggest thing for me is like having these skills become self-sufficient. That these skills can be used without having the need for other skills. Now, having the other skills would make it better, which is fine. But the biggest thing is I would want these skills to be used, or to be able to be used with just by themselves, because again, these are beginner skills. These are skills that you can buy for free in the shop. Okay, so that's why we're looking at those specific skills, because you can't buy this Philia skill. You can't, you know, you can't buy this Xenon or whatever, but you can buy this Secret Dagger Silica. So if they improve this skill, and then if it's like a brand new player to the game, they want daggers, then they have a skill that can be used self-sufficiently really, really well. So that's how I would do this. Obviously, again, the damage would increase. If they didn't want to touch the bonus, fine, but add another buff for 30 seconds that would allow you to inflict poison on the enemy, and like a chance to inflict poison on the enemy. Let's see, I finally got past level 86 and it's not even been an hour since trying. Yes, Queen. James, what's up? Alright, so now we took a look at daggers. Let's take a look at... See, now I don't have the bow skill. I don't have the bow skill. So I'm not sure what the Xenon skill does, since I don't have the base Xenon skill. So I can't really talk about that one. But you guys wanted to talk about passives, so we can talk about passives really quick. There's a lot of bad passives. A lot of bad passives. A lot of bad passives. Some of the bad passives, in my opinion, would be like these. Armored Maiden, Litten. Defense 3. Reduce damage from thrusting. I mean, it's very specific skills. Like, damage decreased to 10% when HP is 25% or lower. Reduce damage from slashing monsters. Like, they're very, very specific skills. These skills need to be fixed. Now, I don't know if they're going to... I don't know if they're going to improve on passive skills. I think they would probably honestly focus on sword skills first. The passive skills... Just to give an example for this one. Defense plus 18. And then defense plus 18% when you have a status ailment on it. Okay, I mean, if you got a status ailment on you, fine. But honestly, to make this skill better, probably put tempo up on this one. Someone mentioned tempo up before. Jorat mentioned tempo up before. This would be a skill that could use tempo up. But don't do tempo up 4. We have too many skills that have tempo up 4. Right? So, don't do that. I want to be able to stack. Like, honestly, why... This is something that I don't get. Something I don't get. Why do step 4 if there's no step 1, 2, and 3? I don't get that. Why would you do that without the prior ones? That doesn't make any sense to me. Why? Why is that a... Why? Seriously. Why is that a thing? I never understood that. The anime series is very good. I love Sword Art Online. Do you agree? Yeah, I mean, I enjoy it. Obviously, I do. Hold on, I'm looking for something really quick. Ah, there it is. So yeah, as you know, South Park said.
Why would a Wookiee, an 8-foot-tall Wookiee, want to live on Endor with a bunch of 2-foot-tall Ewoks?
I was trying to do the does not make sense part, but I guess it was the whole thing. Never mind. Perhaps just in case they added lower versions, but they didn't. They never did. They've never done it. That's the problem. So like, look, okay. Dark Swordsman Kirito, tempo up 4. Okay. Alice. Okay, so this one can stack. Battle experience 4, that can stack, but enhanced attack 4. So then I can't use this with. I mean, I can use it for with Dark Swordsman Kirito, but enhanced attack 4 and enhanced attack 4. Like, if you're gonna do skills like this, stop putting enhanced attack 4 on everything. Goddammit. That's the biggest problem. Is that like so many skills have enhanced attack 4 or like the number 4 next to it. You know, like this one, wipe out your fear 4. Well, where's wipe out your fear 1, 2, and 3? They don't exist. So because that's wipe out your fear 4, there's another skill that has that same thing. I don't remember where it is. There is another skill that does that. I just can't think off the top of my head which one it is. Nope, that's not it. Nope, that's not it. But again, enhance attack 4. You know, so that's what I'm getting at. Is you have all these skills that you're not taking advantage of. Like you're not doing anything to help with the problem. You need to help with the problem. And the problem is that these skills, you can't use them in conjunction with each other. So you're just stuck using the same skills over and over. You know, you can't do a proper build when you have problems like enhanced attack 4. You know, like I would love to use this skill, right? I would love to use it, but I can't. Enhanced attack 4, Dark Swordsman Kirito is better. It's better. You know, like the Alice, this one right here, White Christmas Alice, enhanced attack 4, battle experience, additional damage according to number of hits when you attack. I would love to use this in conjunction with, you know, Dark Swordsman Kirito, but I can't because Dark Swordsman Kirito, like, it's the same thing. So to fix these skills, you would have to fix the buffs and stuff like that. You know, change them. Just change them altogether. Like, give this one, I don't know, maybe tempo up on top of it, but like defense 3 with it, so you can stack it with other things. I mean, that's what I'm getting at with when it comes to the support passives. The support passives are a harder monster to deal with, and I don't think they're going to. I think their main focus is going to be on the sword skills. I never thought about that, but I didn't understand the numbers until you explained it to me a while back. Yeah, it's all, like I said, it's all in the numbers. Like enhanced attack 4, you can't stack it. You can stack the second part, so the tempo up will stack with the Yuna skill, will stack with the Alice skill, but the enhanced attack 4, it'll do the strongest one. So whichever one is the strongest one, that's the one that gets the buff. You get what I'm saying? So you also have to look at the stats on it too. Attack, defense, HP bonus. So like the Alice gives more HP bonus, gives more defense, but the attack is lower. You know, the attack itself is lower, and not by much. The biggest thing is going to come from the percentage, and that's the other thing too. Is like you have enhanced attack 4, but the percentages are never the same. So let me go ahead. Let me enhance that Alice skill really quick, just so we can like compare better, so you have like a better understanding of things. Right, there you are. So let me enhance this. Okay, so in this case, they're the same. So 7.2%. Sometimes they're different. Not all the time. Sometimes they're different. So we're going to leave it at that just because 7.2%. But so that way you can see the difference between the two. So let me go... Equipment. No, go over here. Player equipment. Let's go to set 2. Armor. And boom, right there we see the difference. Okay, so my attack goes down. My base attack goes down because the stats on White Christmas Alice, it has less attack but more defense and more HP. Okay, you can see that right there because this is an older skill, so it has more attack. They're both 7.2%, but the attack is lower. And in some cases, the percentages are different. Not all the time, just in some cases, they do it differently. Let me see if I have another. I don't think I do. I don't think I have another one that's beefed up. No, I don't. Okay, but you get what I'm saying. Like, so for basic skills, or not basic skills, for passive skills, it's just gonna be a little bit harder to be able to screw around with it. That's the way that I see it. Also, the other reason why I'm not switching this, because if I switch it, I'm gonna lose a buff that I have, because I need 3 Kirito skills for that buff that I have. Which is one, oh well, I mean I have that one, so that's why I'm not losing it. But let me switch this back, and you'll see what I'm talking about. But anyways, I don't see them messing with support skills. I don't see it. It's not something that's viable, I guess. I don't think that's a proper word for it, but I don't think that's something that they would do, just because it's not feasible. That's what I should say. It's not feasible because there's too many passive skills, and it's easier to target just the base support or sword skills, I should say. I'm gonna go. Thanks for updating me about the game, but for now I'm gonna sleep. All right, that guy. I'll catch you later, dude. I haven't touched the game since I saw the Rising Steel gameplay. I'm so hyped. Well, look, I'm happy about the Rising Steel stuff as well. So, I mean, don't get me wrong on that. Long New Year. What's up, man? But, I mean, so we pretty much covered, like, the different skills and stuff like that. We don't need to just keep on going with it. I think we've kind of hit it on its head enough. Let me know what you guys think when it comes to that. I feel like a lot of it this is all speculation. Again, like, nothing's confirmed as to what skills they're gonna be doing what with, but I feel like that's pretty spot on as to what might happen.
There's the treasure!
Hey, Soul, thanks for the lemon. But yeah, I feel like that's pretty spot on as to what might happen moving forward, because of just the way that they've treated games in the past. When I say they, Bandai has treated games in the past. So for now, I'm actually gonna head out because I need to eat dinner, and it's really hot in here, and I need to stream again later on. So I thank you guys for hanging out. Hopefully you guys, I don't know, maybe found some information useful. I don't know. That scared the crap out of you. But I will catch you guys later. Thank you so much once again. I really appreciate you guys. And I'll see you guys in another stream. Later on, we're going to be streaming Atelier Ryza because it releases tonight. So we're going to be streaming Atelier Ryza in a little bit. And yeah. Peace out, guys. Thank you so much. Where's the button? There it is.